We got two New Yorkers, one now living in LA, debating if Kendrick has actually passed Nas. This might get a little uncomfortable.
I remember hearing people that was in the music business, they used to tell me about the music mafia and that they would have people from the companies going out and buying the CDs to make it look like the albums were doing better than what they really were doing. So the audience would be more inclined to go out there and get it. You feel me?
It's like marketing, kind of like
Yeah.
a marketing strategy. And
Yeah.
I think 50 Cent, I think he said he was doing that during the bootlegging era with the mixtapes. He was just finding people on the side of the road and just hitting them off. Pause.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the music game is really messed up now. I think all the numbers are messed up from YouTube, Spotify. I think you can't believe any of the numbers on that stuff.
Yeah. Do you think that's a reflection of what's going on when you see the top Billboard, the 40, you know what I mean, the top 40, that it wasn't no hip hop in that?
You know, that's interesting. I mean, I think that is a couple of different ways to look at it. I think that hip hop actually is in a decline. So I don't think that the same hip hop that we were getting in the past, I don't think that's the same hip hop that we get today. I think that we getting a little bit more the trap sound, the drill sound. A lot of the artists that are popular in hip hop actually make that style of music. So I don't think that music is actually open to the masses of people, you know, as much as hip hop back in the days was, you know what I mean?
Right. So speaking of that, you know, there is that one guy that everyone is saying is super, super duper special right now.
Oh,
it's Kendrick Lamar. So, and because I know you're a fan of Nas.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, actually.
Favorite artist of
you
all
from
time.
where? Where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Let the viewers know.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but Nas is my favorite rapper.
Go ahead. Okay. I mean, but he was born in Brooklyn, so it's technically, I mean, he's from New York, so it makes sense. It all makes sense. But what I'm going to ask you is, this is a controversial kind of question. Is Kendrick Lamar a better lyricist, rapper, and cultural representative than Nas? Does he beat him in any of those categories?
That's a good question. Man, that's a good question.
Well, that's a loaded question.
I mean, talent-wise, I don't think Kendrick Lamar is a better talent than Nas. But remember, I am from that era, so it could be.
But you got to speak to that for the kids that don't know, because a lot of kids might not know who Nas is because they too young.
Yeah, Nas was basically, I wouldn't say he was the super, super conscious rapper back in the days, but he had this ability to be conscious and give us some mainstream music at the same time, simultaneously. So that's kind of like was Nas's gift compared to a lot of other artists that we were coming up with, you know? I mean, give you an example, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, they pretty much stayed in that conscious lane, but Nas actually could deliver that, and he can give you Owe Me with Genuine, you know? He can give you something like that at the same time, which those guys weren't able to do that. So I would say talent-wise, you know, me personally, I think Nas is better than Kendrick. I think he actually raps better than Kendrick, me personally.
You know, on the West Coast, they not jacking that, though. You know, on the West Coast, that's like their savior and all that.
I know. And you know what? I guess if I was from the West Coast as well, I probably would have the same opinion, you know? I probably would have that bias.
Maybe. It's a bias thing. I mean, I'm Nas all day. I don't think there's many people that can outright this dude. Like, I really don't. The history of hip hop, the way he puts his words together, dude could rap backwards. He tell you stories like Slick Rick. He got the punchlines if he want. He could talk about the ladies. You know what I'm saying? In such a very different type of way. Like, it's very, I mean, his wordplay is crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. His
Absolutely.
wordplay is pretty crazy.
I would definitely say, you know, performance-wise, I would probably say maybe Kendrick brings more to the table when it comes to performing, especially with like the props and, you know, conveying the message of what he's rapping about. You get me?
I don't think Nas could have did that at the Super Bowl. I don't think.
Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? So like certain things like that, I think Nas is a little bit too cool, like too laid back for some of that stuff. But you know, I'm gonna give the nod to Nas. I'll be honest with you. You know, I think that I think if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't get a Kendrick.
I got you. He was a student of Nas.
That's what I believe. Now, I've never seen anything on the internet or researched anything on the internet to see if Nas was Kendrick's influence coming up or if he was one of the artists that he looked up to. But I definitely know for a fact that you know, you can see some of the resemblance there. You know,
I think you'd be right on that analysis. I mean, he probably said it in an interview. I don't pay too much attention to Kendrick. No diss or knock to him. Took me a minute to kind of get into his music.
Yeah.
Like it's a different, and I tell people all the time. I'm living in Los Angeles now. I'm from New York. So it's just different. The beats is different. The culture is different. The energy. It don't be like, I don't like it. It's just like, I'm not used to that.
Yeah. It's super unorthodox. It's kind of like, I think, like, you know, the West Coast kind of took a lot of the funk, you know, like from the past, that sound of funk, which I believe, but somebody probably end up correcting us. I believe that sound actually comes out from Ohio, to be honest with you, from the Ohio players and things like that. And it actually made its way over there. But, you know, guys like Warren G and Snoop and them had the G-Funk going on and stuff like that. So I think there's, you know, I think that was kind of like the base of how they came up into the game. Off of that sound. And, you know, in New York, where we're from, you know, that wasn't the sound. That wasn't it.
Right.
You know?
Right. That wasn't the sound in the town.
No,
you know
that wasn't it.
Simple and plain.
That's just.
Do you think artists would survive the era that we came from, having to go outside, having to connect with people, pass out CDs, pass out merchandise, like run down on DJs? And we just talk about the radio. Like, what do you think that would look like with these people now? Like, most of them is on the internet.
I think some artists in today's time would have had that grind or would have been able to fit in that era where you have to get out and really hustle for yourself. I'll probably say the artists, you know, I guess it's the same thing, right? If you're a lazy artist, you know, then you probably wouldn't have been able to survive in any of these eras, right?
Yeah.
Let's just be realistic, right? So I think some of them, I think that maybe artists back in the day were probably a little bit better with the social, being a little bit more social with the people outside because they're dealing with people hand-to-hand contact, one-to-one all the time. I think today, you know, maybe some of the guys would have a problem just having regular conversations with just the average people on the streets. I think that there's a lot of overinflated egos these days from the artists these days, even though we had that back in the time where guys felt like they were the best and things like that. But they didn't know that the audience outside in the streets, you have to still pay homage to that. So I think some of the younger guys today, to answer the question, some of them will be able to grind out. I'm trying to think of a name off the top of my head. A young guy that probably would have been able to do it. Maybe NBA Youngboy.
It's a big what if, you know what I mean? Just like the NBA, like when we talk about NBA players, what they would have did in Jordan's time, like we'll never really know, but you know, because there's so many different rules and there's so many different things going on that it's like not comparable.
Yeah.
But it's a what if. You know
because
what I mean?
you know, I think I would say like sometimes when people talk about the simplicity of the music today, right? Sometimes, and I'll say to them, you know, we did have some simple stuff back in the days too, like you know, loop bass. You know, I mean, some of that stuff was very simplistic. You know, MC Hammer can't touch this. Doom, 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 doom. You know what I mean? This is very simple stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's just an everything, man. You know, every generation has to have their, you know, have their so-called quote unquote heroes of the game at that time. You know, I would just.
Do you have a particular person right now who's in a new era that you deem is like, you know what I mean? That's that guy.
That's official?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kendrick, you mentioned his name earlier. I thought Kendrick was one of those guys.
Yeah. But yo, man, it's been real. Definitely appreciate you coming up here, brother.
Man, you already know,
we're gonna get you back on. Numbers don't lie. You got to let them know you're originator. You're a co-owner.
Absolutely.
Creator.
Absolutely.
So we back in the loop right now, man. We making some things happen. We making some strides all through the country. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that Cash App link so we can keep creating. And we about to have a lot more for y'all in the near future. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. Respect.
All right.
Salute.
My brother.
Make sure y'all go get y'all NDL hoodie, man. Get all y'all NDL apparel. I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all see the joint right here. We got the good maroon joint. See the established 2014 for y'all that know. Numbers don't lie.